This recorded by Dash. It's from the book The Guide of the Perplexed, translated by Shlomo in 1967, if I remember correctly. The Guide for the Perplexed, chapter 39. Know that the human intellect has an object of apprehension that it is within its power and according to its nature to apprehend. On the other hand, in that which exists, there also are existent in matter that, according to its nature, it is not capable for apprehending in any way or through any cause. The gates of the apprehension are shut before it. They are also in that which exist, things of which they are in which the intellect may apprehend one state, while not being cognizant of other state. The fact that it is apprehends doesn't entail the conclusion that it can be apprehended all things, just as the senses have apprehension, but it is not within their power to apprehend at whatever distance the object apprehension may happen to be. Similarly, with regard to all other bodily faculties, for the fact that a man is able to carry 200 weights doesn't mean that he is able to carry 10. The difference in capacity existing between the individuals of the species with regard to sensory apprehension and all the other bodily faculties is manifest and clear to all men, is manifest and clear to all men. However, it has a limit, inasmuch as these capacities cannot attain to every distance, however far away, nor to every degree, however great it may happen to be. The identical rule obtains with regard to the human intellectual apprehension. There are great differences in capacity between the individuals of the species. This also is manifest and very clear to be men of knowledge. It may thus happen that whereas one individual discovers a certain notion by himself through his speculation, another individual is not able ever to understand that notion, even if it were explained to him for a very long time by means of every sort of expressions and parable. His mind wouldn't penetrate to it anyway, but would turn back without understanding it. This difference in capacity is likewise not infinite, for man's intellect indubitably has a limit at which it stops. There are therefore things regarding which it has become clear to men that it is impossible to apprehend them, and he will not find that his soul longs for knowledge of them, inasmuch as he is aware of the impossibility of such knowledge, and of there being no gates through which one might enter in order to attain it. Of this nature is our ignorance of the number of the stars of heaven, and whatever the numbers, even or odd, as well as our ignorance of the number of species of living beings, mineral plants, and other similar things. On the other hand, there are things for apprehension of which man will find that he has great longing. The sway of the intellect in endeavoring to seek for and to investigate the true reality exists at every time and in every group of men engaged in speculation. With regard to such things, there is multiplicity of opinion. Disagreement arises between the men engaged in speculation, and doubts crop up. All this because this intellect is attached to an apprehension of this thing. I mean to say, because of its longing for them, and also because everyone thinks that he has found a way by means of which he will know the true reality of the matter. Now, it is not within the power of the human intellect to give a demonstration of this matter, for in all things whose true reality is known through demonstration, there is no tug of war and no refusal to accept a thing proven, unless indeed such refusal comes from an ignoramus who offer a resistance that is called resistance to demonstration. Thus, you can find groups of people who dispute the doctrine that the earth is spherical and that the spheres have circular motion, and with regard to other matters of this kind. These folk do not enter into our purpose. The things about which there is this perplexity are very numerous in divine matters, few in matters pertaining to natural science, and non-existent in matter pertaining to mathematics. Alexander of Aphrodisias says that there are three causes of disagreement about things. One of them is love of domination and love of strife, both of which turn man aside from the apprehension of truth as it is. The second cause is the subtlety and obscurity of the object apprehension in itself, and the difficulty of apprehending it. And the third cause is the ignorance of him who apprehends and his inability to grasp things that it is possible to apprehend. That is what Alexander mentioned. However, in our times there is a fourth cause that he didn't mention because he didn't exist among them. It is a habit and upbringing for man as in his nature a love of and inclination for that which he habitated. Thus you can see that the people of the desert, notwithstanding the disorderliness of their life, the lack of pleasure and the scarcity of food, dislike the towns, do not hanker after the pleasure, and prefer the bad circumstances to which they are accustomed to good ones to which they are not accustomed. Their souls accordingly would find no repose in living in palaces, in wearing silk clothes, and in the enjoyment of baths, ointments, and perfumes. In a similar way, man has love for and the wish to defend opinion to which he is habituated, and in which he has been brought up, and has a feeling of repulsion for the opinion other than those. For this reason also man is blind to apprehension of the true realities, and inclines toward the things to which he is habituated. This happened to be multitude with regard to the belief in his corporality, and many other metaphysical subjects, as we shall make clear. All this is due people being habituated to and brought up on texts that it is an established users to think highly and to regard as true, and whose external meaning is indicative of the corporality of God and of other imaginings with no truth in them. For this have been set forth as parable and riddles. This is so for a reason that I shall mention further on. Do not think that what we have said with regard to the insufficiency of the human intellect and its having a limit at which it stops is statement made in order to conform to law. For it's something that has already been said and totally grasped by the philosophers without their having concern for a particular doctrine or opinion, and it is a true thing that cannot be doubted except by an individual ignorant of what he has already demonstrated. We have put this chapter before other only with a view of it serving as an introduction to what shall come after it. This is the end of the chapter.